Good morning, guys. It's Clayton McGuire here in Amherst, Texas. I don't have my Jesus call, and we got snowed in last night, so I didn't get to make it back to the house to get my study books. So, besides, I had my one Doug Batchelor sent me. The one I got some scripture I want to read. It's been going on with a bunch of people I've been talking to, for people with multiple health problems. I have a little scripture, but here you go today. My peace is a treasure of treasures, a pearl of great price. It is an exquisitely costly gift, both for giver and the receiver. I purchased this peace for you with my blood. You receive this gift by trusting me in the midst of life's storms. If you have the world's peace, everything going your way, you don't seek my unfathomable peace. Thank me when things do not go your way, because spiritual blessings come wrapped in trials. Adverse circumstances are normal in a fallen world. Expect them each day. Rejoice in the face of hardship, for I have overcome the world. Well, he's done it many times. Lazarus twice, lepers, uh, the bleeding lady that touched his prayer tassel. She said if she just touched his prayer tassel, boom, she'd be healed. And that's exactly what happened. Exactly what happened. So here's for this uh, amazing facts book on sharing your faith from the Amazing Facts Center of Evangelism. I asked Doug Batchelor for it, but another lady named Dee Morgan sent it to me, the head of the correspondence department of Amazing Facts Television. Said that Pastor Batchelor and them were going on a missionary trip to Dominican Republic, and he couldn't answer me right then again. So here you go. This is on firm foundation and spiritual warfare and what's going on in end of times revelation, which we're pretty close to. We've got all kinds of little wars, and we've had like COVID-19. We have all these things coming up that have been coming up. So it's here. It's here, right? So here this is. Firm foundation. The doctrine of man's consciousness is death, especially the belief that spirits of the dead return to minister to the living, has prepared the way for modern spiritualism. If the dead are admitted to the presence of God and holy angels and privileged with knowledge far exceeding what they before possessed, why should they not return to earth and enlighten and instruct the living? If as taught by popular theologians, spirits of the dead are hovering about their friends on earth, why should they not be permitted to communicate with them, to warn them against evil, or to comfort them in sorrow? How can those who believe in man's consciousness in death reject what comes to them as divine light communicated by glorified spirits? Here is a channel regarded as sacred, through which Satan, son of the morning, the most beautiful angel at one time, God's right-hand man, right, his homeboy, you know, works for the accomplishment of his purposes. The fallen angels who do this bidding are messengers from the spirit world. While professing to bring the living into communication with the dead, the prince of evil exercises his bewitching influence upon their minds. And this was the Seventh-day Adventist last known prophet for the Seventh-day Adventist organization, which I'm a follower of, that E.G. White was the last known prophet. She wrote the books specifically on the prophecies she received, which were exactly intertwined with Daniel's dream and his interpretation of King Nebuchadnezzar. I'm sorry, I'm missing a bunch of my back teeth, so a pronunciation might be funny sometimes. But in Babylon, it's the same dream he had, the same dream the king had on Revelation, in the same one that many other prophets have had. It's happening. It's happening. Fallen angels, intrusive thoughts, things like that, that a lot of people will mistake for other things unless you're in the biblical realm and you know what you know what you've seen, because it's kind of like that saying, real recognizes real. Well, if you're a spiritual person, you can recognize spiritual warfare when you see it, because you know what's going on. It's unusual activity. You know what's going on with you. So, moving along, this is the important part right here. So pay close attention. He has power to bring before men the appearance of departed friends. The counterfeit is perfect. The familiar look, the words, the tone are reproduced with marvelous distinctness. Marvelous, like identical. Many are comforted with the assurance that the loved ones are enjoying the bliss of heaven without suspicion of danger. They give ear to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. Doctrines of demonic entities. They are giving credence to this like it's reality. So, then as confidence is gained, the present doctrines that directly undermine the faith in the Scriptures. With an appearance of deep interest in the well-being of their friends on earth, they insinuate the most dangerous errors. Word for word, the most dangerous errors. So Satan will use the most vile, evil thing that you can think of, something you detest, and will put it in your head or work through people that you care about that are close to you, so you feel comfortable with them, and you feel comfortable with them, so he'll use them as mediums, just like he did the snake in the garden. So, the fact that they state some truths and are able at times to foretell future events gives to their statements an appearance of reliability. And their false teachings are accepted by the multitudes. Multitudes. That's sad. As readily and believed as implicitly, as if they were the most sacred truths of the Bible. The law of God is set aside, the spirit of grace despised, the blood of the covenant counted as an unholy thing. None need be deceived by the lying claims of spiritualism. God has given the world sufficient light to enable them to discover the snare. He has already shown the theory which forms the very foundation of our spiritualism. And hundreds of thousands of theologians also. Foundation of spiritualism is at war with the plainest statements of Scripture. The Bible declares that the dead know nothing. They don't know anything because you're asleep. You're dead. And when you wake up at resurrection time, it's like a second passed by, like you fell asleep and woke up. And you don't even know it. So, their thoughts have perished. They have no part in anything that is done under the sun. They know nothing of joys or sorrows of those who are dearest to them on earth. So there you go, guys. If you're going through some serious spiritual warfare, or you're going through these mental health issues, and you're hearing things and seeing things, or you're having issues like that, know what's going on in your life, because God goes through the mental ill. He'll go through the mental ill just specifically because you're already fallen. Humanity's already fallen. So when you have people with mental health issues for whatever chemical imbalances, or drug addiction, or alcoholism, or sensory deprivation due to solitary confinement, any of those things, that gives it's like a portal. It lets them in, and if you entertain these thoughts, these intrusive thoughts, and you entertain these unrealistic visions you're having as them being some kind of truth, and start believing them about yourself or believing them about some other person, number one, you're not a Christian. You're not a Christian if you're doing that. If you start believing these things about other people, about these unrealistic hallucinations or whatever you might be having, you can't be a Christian. Judge not, lest he be judged. And number two is, God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son. And whosoever believeth in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. So God already paid the price for us. So you're already bought and paid for. So know that. So no dark entities can have you unless you let them have you. I'm a big follower of Sadie Robertson Huff. She preaches some of the best sermons I've heard. I listen to them all. I listened to one on Pando, the Pando Prison app, and then I tried to get a book, but I ended up getting another Jesus Calling book because mine was falling apart. And also another preacher, Joby Martin of Church 1122, is one of the best pastors I've ever heard break down Romans. He's got a specific Roman sermon that I think it was 22 weeks or 28 weeks. I don't remember how long. It was quite some time that we studied Romans. And seriously, on the spiritual warfare, guys, if y'all need some help, get y'all some help out there. If you need some meds, get on some meds and get some therapy for it. If y'all need to talk, man, I'm on Facebook Messenger. I'm doing these readings and doing these preachings and these lectures on this stuff because I've educated myself on it greatly. And I'm going through things myself like that. So we're snowed in today. We might have some truck work to do. We're snow outside. I'm in the shop, the heater going, and doing my evangelism book. Y'all have a great morning. Shout out to Ashlyn Crane on her inspiring messages. Shout out to all y'all putting all these positive vibes out here. Y'all stay positive, and shout out to Chef Abir, the Lebanese chef over there, doing these great videos. And I looked her up. She said she just wants to spread positivity and spread positive vibes. You can't beat that, man. Spread some positive vibes. Spread some kindness out there. Be nice to somebody. It doesn't cost you a thing. Have a good day. God loves y'all.